You're watching Ned the Dead and Doc Moreau. Check out their stuff at nedthedead.com.
Welcome to Chiller Theater with Ned the Dead, Dr. Moreau, and Edna the Talking Skull. Tonight, the Mad Monster. Ladies and gentlemen, Ned the Dead.
Chiller Theater, it's my kind of show. It's a crazy show. It's a happy show. It's my show, you know. Hey, friends, how are you? Welcome to Chiller Theater. It's the exciting show where things happen that you don't wish to tell anyone. That's right, the unusual Chiller Theater, where bad, horrible old men do horrible things, once again, secretly, apparently, because we're doubting our viewership. We need you, we love you, we thank you. Tonight's movie is called The Mad Monster. It's a monster tale. It's an old, gnarly black and white movie with a lot of funk flying through it, which as far as I'm concerned actually makes for an awesome, awesome kind of an experience. Now, here on Chiller Theater, if you're new to the big show, which would mean that you just moved here or you woke up, or the other shows that you used to watch are now in reruns, here's how it works. We show the movie, we enjoy each other's company, we share, and by we, I mean my friend Dr. Moreau. Now, Dr. Moreau, a big, unusual man who has a lot more movie knowledge than I and is sequestered in a horrible little booth right now, ready to share his movie acumen with you, the amazing television viewer. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go check in with the horrible Dr. Moreau. He's going to tell us more about the Mad Monster. It's Doc Moreau's movie lore. Here we go. Doc Moreau, roll it, my friend, or what?
1942's The Mad Monster was made to capitalize on the success of The Wolfman, starring Lon Chaney Jr., and incidentally, it also borrows from Chaney's acclaimed performance as Lenny in Of Mice and Men. I turned into a wolfman, George. How about that? A rip-off twofer. Director Sam Newfield is probably most famous for one of the screen's strangest films of all time, the all-midget western, The Terror of Tiny Town. The man who becomes the monster is played by Glenn Strange, best known for years as Sam the bartender in Miss Kitty's Long Branch Saloon on TV's Gunsmoke, and for 3 appearances as the Frankenstein monster. And George Zucco, the mad scientist, would again co-star with Glenn Strange 2 years later in the Universal Studios classic House of Frankenstein. Now, while you watch The Mad Monster, ponder this. Who's the real monster in the title? The man who becomes Wolfman, or the madman who made him that way? Ponder. Netter?
Thank you, Dr. Moreau, you big, beautiful man. And now, ladies and gentlemen, with no further ado, let's move forward and enjoy the horrible Mad Monster. Roll it, Lester, or what? Me, roll it, Lester!
I know you'd like to join your brothers outside and howl at the moon. You're serving a much better purpose. Yes, you're serving science through me.
Serving science.
Also serving a wolf's blood skinny mocha.
Quite comfortable, Petro? Sure, Doctor. You're not afraid? I ain't got no reason to be afraid.
He's strapped down in a mad scientist dungeon next to a caged wolf.
If you're not afraid, buddy, you ain't paying attention.
That's right, Petro. There's nothing to be afraid of. Nothing at all. That huh? No. Just like a pianist. How come I have to have these tracks on the top? Well, you see, Petro, I'm trying a new formula. I wouldn't want you to make a sudden move and fall off the couch. Now, don't worry, it'll only be for a little while. How do you feel now? It feels just like I always did when you stick me with that thing. I'm kind of sleepy. Sleep now. That's right. Go to sleep. Gentlemen, I wish you were here to see the proof of my claim that the transfusion of blood between different species is possible.
Is he talking to someone?
Hello, mad scientist.
A few moments ago, Petro was a man. A harmless, good-natured man. Look at him now. He's no longer human. He's a wolf. Snarling, ferocious, lusting for the kill. You're looking at a scientific miracle, gentlemen.
You're a madman, Cameron. Your claim is ridiculous.
That's exactly what you said in the newspapers, isn't it, Professor Blaine? That I was a madman, not fit to occupy a science chair at the university. Perhaps you'll change your mind one day, soon, when Petro tears at your throat.
Poppycock.
Want to. But look. Even now, he'd like to be at his work. My catalytic agent has brought about a complete transition from man to wolf.
Your crazy experiments are a disgrace to science.
Yes. Those are the very words you used in denouncing me to the faculty. Professor Fitzgerald. Science. What do you know about science? You with your hidebound dogmas and shriveled mind that refuses to recognize progress.
What has progress to do with your foolish tampering with nature?
I'm glad you asked that question, Professor Hatfield. You also were one of those stupid fools who raised their voices against me. You're aware, of course, that this country is at war. That our armed forces are locked in combat with a savage horde who fight with fanatical fury. That fanatical fury will avail them nothing when I place my new serum at the disposal of the War Department. Just picture, gentlemen, an army of wolfmen, fearless, raging, every man a snarling animal. My serum will make it possible to unloose millions of such animal men. Men who are governed by one collective thought, the animal lust to kill without regard to personal safety. Such an army will be invincible, gentlemen. Such an army will sweep everything before it.
Your scheme is too utterly fantastic, Dr. Cameron.
You're fools, all of you. Poor, blind fools, especially you, Dr. White.
Assuming that what you say is true, how would you control these wolfmen?
I perfected an antidote that induces the return of immediate normalcy.
And I suppose that it would be an easy matter to round up 1 million wild animals and administer an antidote. No, Cameron, you're mad. Stark, raving mad. And I, for one, am in favor of...
Silence! I'm not interested in your imbecilic mouthings. You all of you demonstrated your lack of vision by demanding my resignation from the faculty. Well, you accomplished your purpose. You cast me out. You robbed me of everything that I held most dear in life. Position, honor, respect. You branded me as a madman, held me up to ridicule before the whole world. But now it's time for my revenge. Petro will see to that. Now you shall pay for your folly. There's no escape for any of you. You shall die one by one at the hands of the scientific marvel that you scoffed at.
You can't intimidate us with fantastic threats.
You're a faker, Cameron, a mad faker. We'll have you ostracized by every scientist in the country.
There are institutions for madmen, and we'll see that you're confined in one.
Ouch, that hurts. He just got dissed by his own imagination.
He's not only a mad scientist, he's a masochistic scientist.
You will see, gentlemen. You will see.
Oh, Doctor, watch that knee there. Oh, about an hour, I should say. How do you feel?
I got a terrible headache. And I had kind of an awful dream. I was running countryside, chasing people, and trying to kill them. That thing.
Oh, that doesn't mean anything. You just had a nightmare, that's all.
But why should I be trying to kill people? Even in my dreams, I ain't got nothing against nobody.
Well, let's not talk about it anymore. Go to bed. Our work's done for tonight.
All right. Evening, Miss Lenora.
Good evening, Petro.
How you doing, Miss Lenora?
Amazing. You turned into a wolf without an injection.
Well, Night Owl, I was just coming down to find out how much longer you're going to work. Do you realize how late it is?
No, I didn't. I was absorbed in my...
Oh, we done a lot of night, and I slept had the awfulest dream. I
Go to bed, Pedro.
Yes, sir, Doctor. Good night, Miss Lenora.
Good night, Petro. Ed, what kind of experiments are you doing that you need Petro?
Oh, he just helps in the laboratory, moving the heavy things around. He's a very strong man, is Petro.
How much longer are we going to be here, Dad?
Why?
Because the place gets on my nerves. I hate it.
Your hating it has nothing to do with being separated from that young reporter friend of yours, has it?
It has. And I want to know when we're going back to the city.
Very soon now, dear. My work's practically finished.
What was that?
What?
Oh, that noise. It sounded like a wild animal howling. And I heard the same thing last night.
Oh, that's probably some dog in the neighborhood. Dogs do howl. You mustn't let things like that upset you. Now, come along, dear. Even a scientist needs some sleep. I shall sleep very soundly tonight.
Hey, kids, welcome back to Chiller Theater. Doc, come on in. He rushes in. How are you today?
Thanks for having me on your show.
It's not my show, it's our show. But
Show.
what, you've been doing it now for 4 years, and
I notice you're punctuating again.
Yeah,
with the spanking.
I feel punctual, spanking in a punctual sort of a way. So what do you say about Mad Monster there, big man?
I like when all of his colleagues are transparent and sitting around the table there, reminding me of the last couple of Star Wars movies, where you had Samuel L. Jackson talking to the Jedi Council, and they're in holographic form. You think George Lucas may have seen this?
You never know about that.
Samuel L., I want a purple lightsaber, Jackson.
You know, normally on our show, when things are transparent, it's an error. You know what I mean? Or semi-transparent. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry.
Is that not proven to be true?
Sorry about that.
All right, everybody. Here's what we're going to do. Let us go enjoy some messages, and then we'll come back and share more of the super butt trick. All right.
You're watching Chiller Theater. We'll be right back.
It's the newest, most exciting sound in town. It's a General Electric blender that's going around. Completely new from base to lid. Take it apart, see what they did. The non-skid base is the lowest you'll ever see.
The decanter has a 36-ounce blending capacity.
The non-spill lid is really smart. For blending convenience, it comes apart. Add additional ingredients, if you will. Look, no splash, see no spill. Put them all together and you know it's true. The General Electric blender is best for you. If you want to know another reason why,
It's only 10 1/2 inches high.
stores easily on the counter or on a shelf. There's 1,000 things you can make yourself.
Make party spreads.
Great cabbage heads. Blend the meatloaf for a family of 8. Make ice cold drinks you'll appreciate. Now's the time for you to buy the General Electric blender.
Did he say only 10 1/2 inches high?
Welcome back to Chiller Theater.
Hey, everybody, we're back at Chiller Theater. You know, this is the time of our show where hey, by the way, did I use my, I guess I didn't, am I offensive here? Oh. Am I offensive here?
Hey,
Would
gee,
you
boss,
like
thanks.
Like to spray it all a little? Here, just two. Don't stop the shaking. All right, this is the look. He looks as though he conniptoided again. All right, everyone, here's what we do on Chiller Theater.
I'm okay.
I love that. I'm glad. I want you to be okay. All right, here's what we do on Chiller Theater. We do this deal where we help you in your daily lives. We got some announcements, some things that we think I didn't help you, I know. Now, We're going to show you a little something on surviving an attack. Now, it's a touchy topic because it's a strange time, but when you and I were kids, at school, we actually had to go out into the hall and do civil defense drills, right? You know, you'd kneel down in the hall, cry, and, you know, and then they'd let you back into math class. So we're going to help you out here, friends, in dealing with something horrible.
Reconnaissance flights prove that much of the staging area had been completely destroyed.
Every time you turn on the TV these days, it's more bad news from around the world.
Incident last summer, when the U.S. replied just as swiftly to North Vietnam PT boat attacks.
Yes, times they are troubling, but you're nice and safe here in Pulaski. Uh-oh, the sirens. It must be a nuclear attack. Don't panic. This is a time to remain calm. Ugh, just a false alarm. But what if there really was an attack? Would you know what to do? It's impossible to look into our future to see what lies ahead. The only thing we can do is be prepared. Suppose you hear that alarm again. There are some things you should know if you don't want to become a freakish atomic zombie. Oh, jeez. Despite your mildew problem, the basement will make a solid shelter.
Stay inside your shelter until you're told it's safe to leave.
Looks like you're going to be here for the long haul. Hope you packed enough stuff. The only problem with 14 days of food is that it runs out in about 2 weeks. Food you find outside will be contaminated. If you eat it, prepare to die. And the water supply will be poisoned, so you must boil and drink your own urine. Yummy. The same goes for the furry critters left behind after the blast. If you do find a dead animal, dispose of it using a paper bag and a properly marked barrel. You should also protect your farm animals. Unless you are very lonely, you should probably keep Bessie in the barn. Don't worry, she'll be fine. Just leave her lots of hay. But above all, the most important thing...
You know, our society right now, I know, a lot different.
Where was the duck and cover?
I know, the duck and cover to us was always the part. You know, imagine now, you kids grow up and all you have to do, you have an occasional fire drill where you go freeze outside waiting to get back in. We actually had these horrible drills. Now, the fire drill and the civil defense drill were two different things. The civil defense drill, a klaxon would go, and the kids would, absolutely, that's what it was. You would have to go out in the hall, you'd get down in a horrible huddled little mass and basically wait for the end, whatever, you know? I mean, like somehow that was going to protect you.
We drilled at home, too, and I usually just got under the TV tray.
You know, I bet you drilled at home. I'm guessing that happened quite a lot. Now, the other thing is, we're thinking about, you know, how one would protect their animals or whatever. I think you protect them with barbecue sauce. I think a big layer of barbecue sauce before the actual, the fireball would probably be the way to go. That's not good. Let's get out of here.
Good morning, Petro.
Good morning, Miss Lenora. I was hoping you'd come to the garden this morning. I got something for you.
Oh, they're lovely. Thank you.
I'll pick some for you every day if you like them.
Well, that's very kind of you.
What's the matter, Miss Lenora?
Petro, I don't like this place.
No. I guess you feel about this place the same as I do. I'm afeard of it, especially at night when the mist comes up out of the swamp. Of course, it's all right when the sun's shining like it is this morning.
Are there any wild animals around here?
Oh, yes, and there's lots of them. How come you ask?
Oh, I was just curious. Hey, Petro, what do you do when you work with Dad in the laboratory?
Well, I don't rightly know. Besides, I ain't supposed to tell nothing. Your pop made me promise.
Oh, you can trust me. I wouldn't tell anybody.
Well, No, I ain't saying nothing.
Morning, dear.
Good morning, Dad.
You sleep well?
Yes, very well. Well, look at the flowers that Petro gathered for me.
Very pretty. I'm afraid you'll have to give up your gardening for the time being, Petro. I want you in the laboratory.
Doc, if I don't keep at this stuff, how am I ever going to make it look pretty? And I like pretty things.
We shall leave this place long before you're able to beautify it. Gardening really isn't very important. Come along with me. Now, Petro, I see you're waiting for me.
You scared me, Doc.
Scared you, why? You mustn't be so jumpy. You're as nervous as that wolf.
He sure is nervous, all right. I've been sitting here for a long time watching him, and he ain't been still a minute.
All right, lie down, Petro.
Are you going to strap me down again tonight, Doc?
Well, certainly. It's more necessary tonight than ever before.
Incidentally, tonight our safe word will be pineapple.
I'm just going to pretend I don't know what that means.
Gee, it must be great to be educated. I wish I had a lot of book learning so I could understand what this is all about.
Fortunately, you don't need education or intelligence for your part of the experiment. Just strength. Animal strength. Now lie down and we'll get to work.
Man, why doesn't somebody throw a shoe at that wolf? No, not that shoe.
Does Oshkosh Bagosh still make them that big?
Hey, boy, he looks mighty fine in them big overall jeans.
All the animals are terrible nervous tonight for some reason or other. The old plow mule liked to kick my head off. Come up behind her sort of quiet-like, and she lashed out with both feet.
It's the devil missing the swamplands. I could smell evil in it.
Oh, will you stop talking like that? I'm so nervous now I could scream.
Keep on in already. Oh, that's fine. Now you hop in bed.
Can I put in my ball just for a little while?
Well, just for a little while, but mind, if you ain't in bed by the time I do my dishes, I'm going to tan you good.
Don't worry, I'll be in bed and fast asleep by that time.
Good night.
Good night.
Quick! I never seen anything so awful in my life.
What are you talking about?
Something took after me down in the swamp.
What was it?
I don't know whether it was a man, a beast, or old Satan itself.
Have you been drinking?
Not a drop, so help me. I let him have both barrels of my shotgun, but that never even slowed him down.
No, you can't kill him nowhere. Except with a silver bullet.
Now that is scary. That comes from drinking the moonshine or smoking the corn silk. What do you think?
I'd go with the moonshine.
Yes, go with it.
I'm telling you, it was something awful.
Petro! Lie down on that couch. Lie down!
Watch the knee, watch the knee.
I've been walking in my sleep again.
Yes, you have. You'd better go to bed.
I'm sorry if I made a nuisance of myself. I wish I wouldn't walk in my sleep like that. It's because I have such bad dreams.
Don't be upset about your dreams, Petro. You've been of great assistance to me tonight. Very great. In fact, I'm going to reward you by taking you to the city with me.
You mean I can go along with you and ride in the car?
And roll down the window and stick your head out?
Yes. While we're in the city, we'll make calls together. First, we will call upon a pompous gentleman called Blaine. Professor Blaine.
Hey, everybody, what do you think when the mist comes off the... Stop.
You go.
Go ahead. Now, what do you think when the mist comes off the swamp? Does it change your daily life at all? I think, to me, when the mist comes off the swamp, I pretty much, I buckle it in. You know what I'm saying? What do you do? Do you have a swamp by your house?
No.
Do you have anything by your house, or do you live out, are you allowed to have people around you at all?
Well, let's put it this way. There's no cable TV running anywhere near my house.
I'm sure. So you do have the mist off the swamp every once in a while. I want to know how the pipe-smoking woman knows that it takes a silver bullet to kill this. Tell you what, my grandma used to smoke a pipe, and she had harsh breath.
Did she laugh like...
It was ugly. The breath was horrible. She'd come over, Grandma, what is that breath?
Did she laugh like the penguin, too?
She didn't do it. Yes, thank you. All right, everybody, let's get out of here. Get.
You're watching Chiller Theater. We'll be right back.
This is a C-124, the largest transport plane in the Air Force. It's no picnic flying a payload over country like this. And when ice fog moves in over those mountains, then you're heading for trouble. Enter GCA, Ground Control Approach, the eyes of the Air Force, guiding planes to safety in bad weather situations. Every precaution is taken, including an emergency standby generator. Oh, ice fog's really socking in now.
51054, I have you in radar contact. Ceiling is 0. Visibility 1/16th of a mile with ice fog, over.
Roger, understand the weather. The ice fog up here is pretty bad. Let's make it good the first time, over.
Perform your final cockpit check. Your gear down and locked, over.
Roger, cockpit check completed. Gear down and locked, 5-4.
Roger, 51054, your pilot controller.
This is what the boys in the Arctic call a hairy situation. Our C-124 is flying totally blind through a treacherous ice-fogged mountain range, completely dependent upon GCA for its safe landing.
Roger, your heading is 235. You're correcting over to the on-course nicely. Your heading is 235. Now right, 3 degrees, heading 238.
Stand by. Power failure. All contact with plane lost. The switch is turned on. The standby emergency generator, dependent on battery power, springs into instant action. The life-saving signal is resumed.
5 miles east of the field. Continue heading 240 at 2,000, over.
Roger, nice approach going tower frequency.
Your heading is 238. You're now over touchdown point. Take over, complete your landing. Roger.
We're home. Another Air Force mission accomplished. No sweat, thanks to GCA. Once the C-124 is safely down, the ground crew rolls out to greet her. Tractors, tow trucks, forklifts, and tankers, all dependent on battery power, gather around the giant bird to unload and service her. Fresh power, dependable power is needed here. Absolutely fresh power, like the Delco dry charge battery. None of its vital power can waste away because this battery comes bone dry. Only when fluid is added does a Delco dry charge battery come to life. Ready for fast starts, dependable performance anywhere, under all conditions. When it's time to replace, make sure you get all the power you paid for. Power that can't get old before it's sold. Delco Dry Charge Battery, made by the Delco Remy division of General Motors. Delco, available through the United Motors system and its independent dealers and distributors.
Welcome back to Chiller Theater.
Letters, we get letters, and the letters are the letters that we love to enjoy. I'll tell you what, everybody, you got any mail there, Doc? Bring her in here. Run on. Oh, he clocked me with that one. That would it may have actually taken some. You all right there, man?
My mic cord is somewhat askew.
Yeah, make sure that it didn't come off, though, because we have a history of mics coming off here on this show. That's not that good. All right, here's what we have. By the way, you clocked me. Do I have a mark there? No. Do you see it? Do not ever lick and fix. Do you know, when you're a kid, stop that. When you were a kid, the worst moment, and in fact, I mean, I still have this happen. Actually, it's kind of funny. Older women will come up to me and they'll lick a Kleenex and then like wipe stuff off my face. Usually I've got like some buffet remnants or something that clinging here, and they'll go, oh, look at you. You know what? Your mom can be the hottest mom in the whole world. And if she goes to the mouth and rubs you, it's awful, isn't it? I mean, your mom could be, who is the hottest woman on earth, do you think? Who do you think? I can't wait to see who you say. Who's the hottest woman on earth?
Who's not running for president?
Ah! Oh! Oh! No! 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 Oh! I'd rather share time with Mitt Romney in a bathtub than, wait, let me take that back right now. That was a horrible thing to say. Oh, my goodness. I'll tell you what, I'd actually like to spend some time with Joe Biden's hair, because there's something about the general nature of it that was it was a horrible thing to say. Who do you think's the hottest woman on earth? Do you have any idea?
Joe Biden's hair right here.
Don't. You do. It transplanted to your chest. Notice I'm going with the stylish collar-free look today, too. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
All right, well, shall we actually get to this, do you think? Shall we look at this? All right, this thing right here, we got a little thing from Winnebago, Wisconsin, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, pretty much scan that baby if you would. Thank you. There we go. Let me, let's cover that area. If, just in case there's trouble. Here we have the packing materials. Oh, wait. Oh, boy. Hold on now. All right, now this bad thing right here. You know, this reminds me of a past. Is there a note in there or anything? Guys, was there a note in there? It was just this thing? Oh, wait a minute. No red monkey butts. It says now. I know. Don't let that upset you. Now, let me go back to explain what the deal is here. First of all, if you're uninitiated, and do you want to hold that for a while?
Sure.
Would you please? Just do not use it for any untoward anything. All right. I just want to mention here on Chiller Theater. Now, we've been around about like 24 years. A lot of things have transpired over the course of the years. I went through a long period of monkey butt-related stuff because my sense was that the red butt of the monkey was an uncomfortable, kind of icky problem to have.
Well, how does it become red?
Well... Yeah, thanks, Randall. Thank Dr. Moreau, who that beep that we just heard was kind of interesting, wasn't it? I misspoke. All right, now, what I was saying is that the monkey thing was something that we used to feature prominently on the show. So this is clearly from a listener or viewer who's been around a long time.
Good morning, Petro.
Good morning, Miss Lenora.
Will you do me a favor?
You know I'd do anything for you.
Well, I want you to mail this letter for me when you go into the village, and it's already sent.
Yes? I'll take that letter.
Sad.
Give me that letter. So you couldn't wait till my work was finished. You thought you had to write to your reporter.
Well, I just wanted to tell him that I was safe. If you remember, you made me go away without even saying goodbye.
There was a reason for that, my dear, a very good reason. See anything of him? No. Much use looking now. It's daylight, and he only prowls at night. Maybe he's seen something. Yeah, take that. Good morning. Why all the armament?
We're looking for a wild varmint what killed a little child. Looking all night.
You mean someone was killed by a wild animal? Yes, my little girl.
Oh, how terrible. How did it happen?
Come in through the window. My wife said the window was closed, but she must have been mistaken. Didn't try to take the baby away or nothing. Just seemed to kill just for the love of killing.
Did anyone see the animal?
Jed Harper did. He said it walked on its hind legs like a man, but that don't make sense.
I don't care whether it makes sense or not. I know what I seen. Come on, man, we got work to do.
What do you make of it, Dad?
Predatory animal that opens windows. That would be very interesting to science, wouldn't it? Dominant urge is to kill and destroy even when unprovoked. A human characteristic translated into animal instinct. Animals rarely killed except for food or in self-defense. The eminent professor, Dr. Blaine, would be interested to study such an amazing animal, wouldn't he?
Well, come on in, Tom. Glad to see you.
Good evening, Dr. Blaine. I came in through the garden so as not to disturb your housekeeper.
Sit down. Even if Martha has dozed off, which I think she has, a full alarm of fire wouldn't disturb her. I have a faint suspicion that there is something besides my housekeeper's welfare on your mind. What is it?
Well, I'm after a story.
Well, quite a normal pursuit for a newspaperman.
An AP dispatch from Ashton down in the swamp country tells about a child being killed by a wild animal.
Well, that's a tragic thing.
Yes, a neighboring farmer saw the brute and swears that it traveled at a terrific speed on its two hind legs.
I understand they make a very potent corn liquor in that district.
Oh, no, it's nothing like that. I've a hunch there's more to this story than just a jug full of corn liquor. I hope that you could give me an angle I could work into a Sunday feature.
I don't know what you mean by an angle.
The possibility of the survival in the depths of the swamp of some of those overgrown lizards that used to be headmen on Earth. I understand they traveled around on their hind legs and made our present-day public enemies look like horticultural specimens.
I'm sorry, Tom. I can't lend myself to that sort of sensationalism. True science, the search for knowledge, is on a far higher plane than that. It is worthy of being treated with dignity. And I feel that I owe an obligation to the people who respect my opinion. Your angle, as you call it, on prehistoric lizards is utterly fantastic.
I'm sorry. I didn't know I was getting into such deep water. Well, I'll hang my head in shame and slink away.
No harm done. Don't take it so to heart. Put your feet up on the desk and stay for a while.
Well, I can't now. I've got to get back to the office. But I'll drop around again. Thanks very much for the information.
I didn't give you very much. See you again, boy.
Surprised to see me? Yes, I confess I am. Come in. Sit down. Thank you. You shouldn't be surprised, Blaine. I told you that I'd come back when I could prove my theory to your complete satisfaction.
You say you've proven that wild theory?
Well, I'm here. You don't think I enjoyed your comments so much that I came back merely to hear you repeat them?
Any comments I made were an expression of honest opinion. I will retract any statement proven to be untrue.
You think that will cancel your obligation? You think a retraction will pay me for the humiliation of being held up to public ridicule? For having my scientific reputation blasted? For being forced to resign from an honorable position?
I deeply regret any possible injustice. But my rejection of your theory was not intended as a personal persecution.
However, my swift kick to your private area was.
Sorry, I apologize, Dr. Gray. I suppose we all found a time to lose sight of the true perspective.
Well, let's say no more about it. I'll gladly consider anything in support of your theory.
I'm not asking you to take my word for anything. Just to believe the evidence of your own eyes. Petro! Pedro, you sit here. It's my guinea pig.
First time in the city there, country boy?
They got much nicer dungeons here in the city.
You're aware of the nature of this? We've been doing this a long time.
You may rest assured the experiment is a proven success. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here.
What good can come with tampering with the normal laws of nature?
A great deal of good. An invincible army, for one thing. You'll understand when you see the results.
I abhor whatever appears to be a perversion of science. Mingling the blood of man and beast is downright sacrilege.
I have no sympathy with such maudlin sentimentality. I propounded a theory which you denounced publicly as being ridiculous. The result of a disordered mind. Are you trying to squirm out of facing the possibility that you may be wrong?
Not at all. I will cooperate in any way possible.
Just what I wanted to hear. I've given him one injection to prepare his blood for transfusion. He'll need another in exactly 20 minutes.
Hello?
Is this Magnolia 37136? I'd like to speak to Dr. Lorenzo Cameron, please.
Just a moment, please. It's for you, Cameron.
For me? Hello? Oh, is that you, dear?
You asked me to call you and find out if you're returning tonight.
It's all right. I'll be over as soon as I can. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Friend, I'll have to go and get her. It won't be long.
What about the second injection? You said it had to be given in 20 minutes.
Yes, the injection. I may be able to make it. If not, I want a doctor whether you'd do it for me.
Why, yes, I guess so.
That's very, very kind of you. Petro, you stay here and don't bother Dr. Clay.
No, sir, I won't bother.
Of course, it's quite possible, Doctor, if I don't get back, that you could ensure the failure of this demonstration by forgetting the injection. I'll have to take that chance.
Don't worry. Even if I lacked the sense of honor, pride would hardly allow me to stoop to such a level. I shall give him the injection if you're not here by 12.
At 12, precisely.
Hey, kids, welcome back to Chiller Theater. What do you think? You're a large man, you know that?
So is Glenn Strange in the
Whoa.
movie as the Mad Monster. Did you know his nickname was Pee-wee?
Why is that?
All his life. Because he was so huge.
Oh, so it was one of those. I get
you know,
you. I get you. The opposite.
Opposite world.
Is that why they call me Mr. Intelligent? Mr. Good Looking? Mr. Hot, no, they don't ever call me that.
Mr. Still's got his hair and his sense of humor.
Thank you. Right, exactly. Dude, if I didn't have my hair, if I was short, fat, and bald, it would be the trifecta from hell. You know what I'm saying? I would just go and lock myself in a little room, in a little ticket booth, and just sit around barking and, saying crazy stuff, and I wouldn't really have any kind of social contact, and wow.
I got nothing.
You're watching Chiller Theater. We'll be right back.
Come on in. 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 Everybody needs a little sunshine. Sit right down, everybody. It's the song to sing. Enjoy the real thing. Like Coca-Cola. It's the real thing.
Enjoy the lift you get from the great taste of Coke. Come on in.
Welcome back to Chiller Theater.
What What are you doing back there? What was that?
What were you doing up here?
Well, I am up here. What are you doing? Why were you on the other side? I'm not used to, I don't see you over there. Can I fix this, man? I'll tell you what. I don't know what happens. Oh, dear. Hold on.
Oh, careful.
Hold on. Get that part.
You're pinching
there.
Joe Biden's hair.
That is, I'll tell you what. All right, we're going to head back to the movie and enjoy some more of the Mad Monster because we love you. Let's do it together. Roll it, Lester.
Hello? Hello, Fitzgerald?
Yeah, is that you, Blaine? What do you want to drag me out of bed this time of the night for?
I've just had a surprising visitor, Lorenzo Cameron. He claims to have proven his crazy outlandish blood transfusion theory and demands the right to give a demonstration. Yeah. No, he's not here now. He'll be back after 12. Why don't you come on over?
All right. I'll get dressed and be over right away. Expect me in about 10 minutes.
Are you at all familiar with the work Dr. Cameron is doing?
Oh, no, sir. I'm just handyman around the place. Nobody, not even Miss Lenora, knows what he does.
Oh, his daughter is still with him?
Oh, yes, sir. She's with him. But I think she's lonesome. She seems to be grieving about something.
Oh, that's an outrage. Cameron has no right to accept such a sacrifice from her. Oh, I don't like being a busybody, but she's such a fine girl, and a certain young man is just the tonic she needs to make her happy. Where do they live?
Oh, Dr. Cameron rented the old Danfield homestead house about 4 or 5 miles from Ashton. It was a fine place, but ain't been nobody lived there for a long time, and the weeds kept growing closer to the house till they about swallowed up everything.
Oh, hello, Fitzgerald. Oh, Dr. Cameron, I heard you were back in town. Blaine just told me that you wanted to demonstrate the proof of your blood transfusion theory.
He exaggerated when he mentioned demonstration. I told him I could prove my claim. I don't think Professor Blaine is in a cooperative frame of mind. That's why I came to you.
What do you want me to do?
I'd like you to be present when I talk to him.
All right. I'll take a walk over with you. You know,
I heartily disapprove of the nature of this experiment, but my promise to Dr. Cameron leaves me no alternative.
Sure.
Roll up your sleeve. How do you feel?
Just like I always do.
Well, here we are. Oh. Something wrong?
Have heart trouble. serious, but stressing at times. I'll be all right after I rest.
Maybe we better go in the house.
Oh, no, in just a moment.
What's the matter, drunk?
Oh, slight.
Want me to call an ambulance?
No, I don't want an ambulance. I'll be all right in a minute.
Oh, just trying to help.
Oh, that ain't good.
What, Dr. Blaine about to get off by the mad monster?
No, they've already blown the budget for the transformations. That whole thing just happened under his hat brim.
Ugh.
What's that? Sounded like come from the house.
Come on in here. There's something wrong.
I'll say there's something wrong. Give me police headquarters and make it fast. Hello, Sarge. This is Dugan. I got a murder on my beat. Right away.
That's the work of an animal, not of a human being.
What do you know about this?
How can I know anything? I was with you. The office of my house beginning to trouble me again. I can't be of any use here. I may as well leave.
Sure, go ahead.
I can't pretend to feel any great sorrow. But then my feelings are of no importance one way or the other. Good night.
Hey, everybody, we're back on Chiller Theater. What do you think, Doc Moreau, my friend?
I think this is the point where they ran out of money because you no longer see the Wolfman transform on camera. He does the hat brim transformation. Like Kate Winslet in Titanic, you just lift up and he's already the Wolfman.
Well, you
don't see it anymore.
We ran out of money about 15 years ago. I don't know if that seems clear to you. Although I say that, oh, look, we've got some movement going on. I think the old booth is starting to have a seismic situation here. Let's not move it too much because this thing weighs about 1,000 pounds. This could actually harm us. Once again, we ran out of money years and years ago. So if you guys want to donate anything, in fact, are we tax deductible? Are we a 501c3? Or are we a 427D? I think we are.
I'm a 38 long.
Yep, 38 long. I'm a 55 short. It's sadly true. All right, everybody. Let's get
save the shrew.
You're watching Chiller Theater. We'll be right back.
A crime has been committed. These detectives have been assigned to the case. Their job, round up the suspects. And that's what you try to do when you play Mattel's new lie detector game. The exciting new game of scientific crime detection. It could be any one of 24 suspects. Question each one. Is he telling the truth? The lie detector says no. Now check the racketeer.
Well, I think it was a guy with a big jaw.
Now you have one clue. Next, try the school teacher.
I saw him. I'm sure he had a mustache.
True again. Now you know the criminal had a big jaw and a mustache. By eliminating the other suspects, you're ready to make an arrest. And there he is, the playboy. With skill and the lie detector, you become chief of detectives. Mattel's lie detector game is real fun. Get it wherever toys are sold. Remember, you can tell it's Mattel. It's swell.
Welcome back to Chiller Theater.
Barbie, 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 Barbie. Oh, sorry. Man, I tell you what, I hate when, when that throat carbuncle starts to rule my life. Have you ever had an oozing throat sore?
Not that I know of.
Oh, man.
But it might explain a few things.
That is... Like
my crusty pillow in the
Oh,
morning.
your crusty pillow. I don't believe that's a throat sore. All right, everyone, let's get back to the movie.
I've seen a lot of murders in my day, but never as messy as this one.
This should make a gory enough story for your paper.
This is more than just a story to me. He was my friend.
There was a couple of college professors arguing outside and using a lot of big words. They followed me in here, and I heard one of them say that some kind of a dangerous animal done this killing.
Well, how could a dangerous animal be roaming around the city?
I don't know. Just got away from a zoo or a circus or something.
I'll check on that angle.
Ashton.
You talking to me?
No, I was just trying to remember something. Ashton. I got it. An AP story came in from Ashton the other day about a child being killed by a weird animal from the swampland.
What do you mean, weird animal?
A farmer swore it wasn't human, but that it traveled on two legs like a man.
Oh, he was crazy or drunk. There ain't no such animal. Anyway, how could he get way up here?
Wish I knew.
Petro, you startled me. What's the matter? Why do you stare at me like that?
I don't know, Miss Lenora. I feel funny. I smell something in the mist coming up out of the swamp. It's like a voice talking to me, telling me to do something. Something terrible.
Oh, but that isn't real. That's just your imagination. You mustn't pay any attention to what that voice seems to be saying.
Petro! What are you doing here?
Go to your room. You've no right in this part of the house. Get out! Immediately! Wake up! You're dreaming.
I don't know what's come over me. I must have a touch of swamp fever.
That's very likely. Now go to bed. I'll get something for you.
Yes. I'm sorry if I made a nuisance of myself.
What happened to Petro? I'm terribly afraid.
There's nothing to be afraid of there. He just had a touch of fever, that's all.
Oh, that was more than fever. Oh, his eyes were the eyes of a wild beast. He was possessed by a demon.
You know there's no such thing as being possessed by a demon. That's ignorant superstition.
Well, I don't care what you call it, Dad. There's something here that's evil. It's real, and I can feel it. And I'm afraid. Dad, I can't stand it here any longer. Let's get away.
I can't go now, dear. I must wait till my work's finished. Put yourself together, dear.
I won't be silly anymore. Nothing must interfere with your work.
You've been a very great comfort to me. I know what a terribly lonely life this must be.
We won't talk about it anymore, Dad. I just want you to prove that you're the greatest scientist in the world.
I'll soon have all the proof they want. I expect the Lieutenant Professor Fitzgerald to pay me a call before long, and I shall be delighted to confound him with scientific facts that he declared were impossible. Now you go to bed, dear, huh? Have a good night's rest. Good night. I'll look after you.
Good night,
So, you're the owner of this.
What do you mean, haunted castle?
Well, maybe I did just have the jitters, but I thought something was coming around out there.
See anything?
No, not even positive I heard anything. Just a feeling.
That's not very definite, is it?
Tom! Oh, it's good to see you. Can you ever forgive me for going off without saying goodbye?
That doesn't matter now that I've found you.
I see no reason for rejoicing.
Dad!
I buried myself in this out-of-the-way place so that I could work undisturbed, away from snooping reporters who only ridicule what they have not the intelligence to understand.
I had no thought of ridicule in coming here.
I'm not interested in your reasons for coming. But I would like to know how you happened to find your way here.
I found a message from Dr. Blaine after he was killed.
Dr. Blaine killed? Oh, how terrible.
Yes, only he was killed by some animal.
You knew about it?
I was with Professor Fitzgerald when it happened, and I saw him right afterwards. What was the message?
A memorandum to tell me about this old plantation.
So he meant to betray my confidence, just as he did before.
I don't believe Dr. Blaine had any such thought in mind.
I don't care what you, Professor, believe. You belong to a profession that's obnoxious to me, and you're not welcome here.
Dad,
Keep quiet.
I won't be quiet. I've stayed here because I thought you needed me. But I won't have you treat Tommy like this.
Now, don't get upset on my account. Things will turn out all right. I suppose you have a right to your own opinion. Good night.
Tom, wait. Don't go now. Wait for this.
Why?
I'm afraid.
Afraid of what?
I don't know exactly, but there's something dangerous that prowls around in the dark. I wish you wouldn't take this trip alone.
Don't worry about me. If I meet anything I can't whip, I can do a swell job of running. I'll be around tomorrow whistling at your front gate. If you have a front gate. Good night.
I wish you'd wait till morning.
I'm sorry I can't do that. Good night.
Good night. Dad. If anything happens to him, I'll never forgive you.
He had no business to come here. I'm not responsible for his welfare.
Hey, everybody, back on Chiller Theater. It's a mad, mad, mad thing, ain't it, baby?
I love a good mad scientist in the movie, you know?
Well,
I can turn people into a wolf, and I'm going to have them kill you all just to prove I can do it.
Well, in what?
That's a mad scientist with attitude.
Well, and I guess this is from a past era, because nowadays, look, like when you do the goose, the horrible goose face.
I'm down with that.
I know, I can tell that you're down with that. You know, what happened in the days, there must have been a whole group of people that used their scientific knowledge for bad. You know what I mean? Because now you figure the scientists and they use their knowledge for good. They're trying to transform the world. Where now in the last 30, 40 years are these dudes in these stinky little labs, who are creating wolf creatures, and where is all that?
I think there are too many people doing evil in the world, and it's no fun anymore.
Because it used to be a great time. Yeah. I mean, as we all know, evil.
You got to compete now with corporations and politicians.
There you go, baby. Wow.
People driving on the highway with their high beams on in my rearview mirror.
You're watching Chiller Theater. We'll be right back.
Hey, young fella, that takes energy. Better make sure you replace it. Lasso a bundle of energy, a loaf of swell-tasting Sunbeam bread. Every slice of Sunbeam bread helps to restore your pep and zip. How about it, boys and girls? Lasso yourself some of Hopalong Cassidy's favorite bread. You'll go for the swell taste of Hoppy's favorite. Fresh, nourishing Sunbeam bread. Sunbeam bread is packed with energy values you need to keep you raring to go. It's swell for snacks, tops for toast, and great with every meal. So get the nourishing loaf with Hoppy's picture on the wrapper end. Reach for Sunbeam bread. Ask Mom to buy fresh, tempting Sunbeam, the bread you need for energy.
Welcome back to Chiller Theater.
Hey, everybody, we're back on Chiller Theater. Yeah, we're back, dude. What are you doing? He's just wandering off the set. We only come on for half a minute every half hour. And what were you doing over there?
Nothing.
All right, hey, we're going to come back in a little bit. We're going to talk about roundabouts again because Dr. Moreau has finally experienced a roundabout. Clearly was let out of the place where he lives. And we're going to talk again about roundabouts, which are clearly a big issue in our area,
and
aren't
I've done some experiments.
Well, that'll be a lot of fun. All right, roll it, Dexter. Beep, 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 beep.
Howdy. Sorry to bother you this time of night, but I've lost my way.
Come on in. Sit down. You're a fool to be traveling around by yourself at night like this when the mist comes up from the swampland.
Oh, you mean the mysterious night prowler that's got everyone's imagination working overtime?
That ain't imagination with me, mister. That thing killed my little girl.
Oh, I wouldn't have joked if I'd known.
Scared Jed Harper so bad, he went and got religion.
Well, say, can you give me some facts about this killer? What does it look like?
No one can tell you that for sure, mister. Because it never prowls only on nights like this when the mist is thick and nothing can be seen very plain. Jed Harper said it traveled on 2 legs. But you can't count on that, but Jed was scared half out of his mind. Besides, the mist was extra thick that night. You better stay here the rest of the night, mister. I can't offer you a bed, but I'll make you as comfortable as I can.
Oh, thank you very much.
Keep you in a cage, you're of no further use to me. You revert without my knowledge to become dangerous. I hadn't thought of that possibility. On your couch, Pedro. Down! I couldn't disappoint Professor Fitzgerald. Get down, people! Down!
Oh, again with the knee to their groin.
I walk in my sleep again.
Yes.
Doc, ain't there some way you could cure me from doing that?
I'm afraid not. May be necessary to lock you up at night after this.
This don't seem fair to lock a man up just like he was an animal.
Home with the jug under his arm last night. They found him in the swamp this morning. He'll never lift another jug.
Was he murdered?
Yep. And he weren't a pretty sight to look at, neither.
There must be some natural explanation for this thing you're talking about.
It's a werewolf. You can't kill him no way except by a silver bullet.
I can't see myself giving that story to the city editor. He told me right out of my ear.
That killer ain't human. You'd know that from one look at the body.
I saw a victim of just such an attack. I wonder if there could be a possibility of any connection between them.
I've been telling you all along. It's the form of a human who sold his soul to the devil. In the light of day, he walks like any other man on the earth. At night, he takes on the form of a wolf.
We're back on Chiller Theater. Doc Moreau. I'm Ned the Dead, of course, the fat, ugly little man. That is right. Now, let's talk roundabouts. You finally... Now, before, a couple of weeks back, we talked about roundabouts, and Doc Moreau had not experienced them.
I had not encountered one, no.
And you have now encountered a roundabout. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah.
All right, and what did you think about it?
Counterintuitive.
Why do you think it's counterintuitive?
What is this looking to the left stuff?
Well, look left. Well, no, I think look left.
It's new and strange to me.
Well, you know what still freaks me out? Now, one of our unbelievably loyal viewers, Andy wrote to tell us that the roundabouts were, in fact, something horrible. That do you remember Andy writing that part about the roundabout? And
it was a while back.
Yeah, it was. It was a while back. You know. Yeah, now, have you been on the huge double laner in De Pere?
There's a big one?
Oh, they actually have an area where older people can pull over and cry. They pull over and cry. They do. There's a little side. It's like a siding for a train. They pull over, and they're just in there freaking.
You're watching Chiller Theater. We'll be right back.
Cut. Reload.
That's a complicated looking machine, isn't it? Funny thing is, a lot of people still think that taking home movies is that complicated too. If that were true, believe me, I wouldn't take them. For instance, he's reloading the film. Let me show you how easy Kodak has made it for you and me with a Kodak Instamatic movie camera. You finish one roll of film, drop another one in, you're all set. How you doing, Charlie? Taking home movies couldn't be much easier than that, could it? You know, now is the time to start, too. When the kids are growing up, you're on your vacation, save the action and the color in movies. With Kodak projectors, movies are easy to show, too. And cameras start at less than $35. Actually, you know what Kodak does for you?
Welcome back to Chiller Theater.
Hey, everybody, we're back on Roundabout TV here. All right, what do you got now?
I'm thinking if you turn left and start driving around, you can go back in time.
Yeah, see, here's the difference, friend.
Just like Superman.
Here's the difference between you and he, is that you would never think that. He, on the other hand, actually believes that that is possible, don't you?
Oh, I can't get used to it.
Now I know why people are torturing you when you're on 41 if you think about stuff like that. Let's go.
Why does he keep asking me all them questions?
Well, all newspaper men are like that. He doesn't mean anything by it. Well, you go ahead. He won't bother you anymore.
That's it.
Lenora, you must give some thought to your own safety and peace of mind. There's no normal reason for Dr. Cameron to hide away in a place like this unless...
Unless what?
Oh, nothing, forget it.
Don't avoid the question. What were you going to say?
Lenora, I believe your father knows something about that creature responsible for the horrible killings in this vicinity. And I think the same creature killed Professor Blaine.
Well, that's a terrible thing for you to say. I didn't expect you to join the chorus against him.
Oh, I hope I'm wrong, but I'll do everything I can to learn the truth, no matter where it leads.
Good morning, young man. I'm very glad to see you. I want to apologize for the way I talked to you last night.
Oh, well, that's all right. I can understand how you must feel about the newspapers.
They didn't, what do you call, hang on to their punches.
Pull their punches. I know, they gave you quite a ride. But I didn't write any of that stuff.
Oh, I know. That's why I'm so sorry the way I received you. If you're interested in scientific research, I'd be glad sometime to show you what I've accomplished.
Well, thanks, Doc. That's very nice.
Now, if you'll pardon me, I'll leave Lenora to entertain you.
Okay.
That doesn't sound as if he has a secret to hide, does it?
Why, no. And I never before was so glad to be wrong.
Oh, Professor Fitzgerald. How in the world did you find your way down here?
Hello, Lenora. Your father wrote asking me to come. Is he here?
Yes, and he'll be very glad to see one of his old friends.
Ah, Fitzgerald, this is an unexpected honor. I'll play dad hope that you'll accept my invitation.
Well, if you've made a worthwhile scientific discovery, I want to be the first to congratulate you.
I shall be delighted to give you that opportunity.
The things that you two have to talk over are way over my head, so I'll leave you alone.
Oh, now, don't run away. I promise to limit myself to words of 2 syllables.
That'll take all the fun out of the discussion. I'll see you after a while.
Shall we go into the lab?
You wish? You're very secretive about your work.
I have to be to keep out intruders.
You seem to be excellently equipped.
Well, good tools are the first requisite of good work. Sit down, Mr. Professor.
Thanks.
I've discovered that certain extremely volatile elements in the blood, little more than particles of electrical energy, are the source of all physical growth and mentality by exciting the various glands and brain cells. I've learned how to extract and concentrate these elements from the blood of various animals. I can control evolution. I've discovered the source of life.
You're crazy.
That has a familiar ring. You told the newspapers I was crazy once, didn't you?
I didn't know that you invited me here to reopen a known controversy that was very disagreeable to all concerned. I came with the hope that you'd abandon impossible theories and accomplish something worthy of consideration.
And I suppose you feel yourself fully competent to judge my accomplishments. You and your hidebound associates, Hatfield, Warwick, and Blaine. No, not Blaine. He no longer is passing judgment on my sanity.
I believe you know something about Blaine's death. You were at his house.
You talked to him on the telephone before I came to your house. Did he say then that he was in any danger of losing his life?
No. Nothing threatened him at that time.
And I was with you when he was killed. You pride yourself on not indulging in fantastic theories. What proof have you that I was in any way implicated in Blaine's death?
I have no definite proof.
You accuse me of being crazy for what I claim to have accomplished with this apparatus. But I can give you overwhelming proof of what I say. I can inject into your veins a substance that will give you the strength of 10 men. Or, following the line of evolution, how would you like a pair of donkey's ears? That'd go well with your type of mentality.
I certainly will not be the subject for any of your experiments. And I'm afraid it's useless for us to continue this discussion any further.
You're not leaving, are you?
I see no reason for staying. Open that secret panel.
So you don't care to stay and be convinced that you were wrong?
I don't care to be ridiculed by a charlatan.
Ah, ridicule. That isn't pleasant, is it? I know from experience.
I had nothing to do with that. It wasn't my fault that the public treated your crazy theories with the ridicule it deserved.
Still, well, would you do me a favor?
What is it?
I have to send my hired man into town. Do you mind taking him with you?
All right. I can do that without any trouble.
Oh, thank you so much. If you'll wait at the car, I'll send him out to you in a few minutes. I'll get in the car, Petro. Don't keep Professor Fitzgerald waiting.
I should have known this trip would be a waste of time.
I still hope to give you proof that you can't ignore. Remember me to Hatfield and Warwick when you see them again.
Why did Professor Fitzgerald leave so soon?
He wasn't impressed by the possibilities of my line of research.
Oh, well, don't be disappointed. There's no credit to his intelligence. You're a great scientist, and someday you're going to startle the world.
All right, dear. I'll startle the world.
Hey, kids. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Doc. He's all excited. Go ahead, my man.
Well, we're coming up to the conclusion.
Oh, so
Aren't we?
it's over. Basically, he's
almost.
He's all excited.
One more hump.
That's
to
right.
go.
He's all excited when it's over. Hey, now next week, what is our movie next week?
Monster from a Prehistoric Planet.
Do you like that one? I assume
It's kind of cool. It's got some kaiju in it.
Of course,
It was
bless you.
Whipped up by a studio that wanted to make money like the guys were doing with Godzilla and Gamera, and it didn't quite work out that way.
That big money that Godzilla and Gamera developed.
Big yen.
Right. I got a yen for kaiju. You know, and I know anytime we have one of these, I know Doc here gets very excited. So that's going to be coming up. We actually have some real good movies coming up in the we got The Crawling Hand, which I absolutely love that movie. So we got some good movies here on Children. Please. I'd love it when it's on the movie. I don't really like to have the hand touch.
No playtime.
You know, not playtime. All right, let's get.
You're watching Chiller Theater. We'll be right back.
Clark gives you something more than just another stick of gum. Get something more. Get the 3 Footloose flavors from Clark.
Welcome back to Chiller Theater.
Hey, everybody, we're in uncharted territory here on Chiller Theater. For some reason, this movie had 8 movie segments. So this is a brand new world for us, isn't it?
Yes, it's a little longer than usual.
Well, it's just kind of more spaced out than normal. We had one extra break in this one. So we're really we're a little freaked out back here. I mean, generally we eat between breaks and we really didn't want any of the chips or the Pringles that we normally have. And we're just kind of, ew. I mean, it just feels weird, doesn't it? Here we go, everybody, together. Segment 8.
Sounded like it came from over there. I didn't see a thing. Alive, but unconscious. Where can we take him?
Take him over to my place. The old Danfield house is handier.
We'll take him there. I don't know how badly he's hurt. Why don't you men go for a doctor? Come on, give me a hand.
Take it easy, fellas.
Dad, please come to dinner. You know I don't like to eat alone.
No, I don't very hungry. You go ahead, Gildy.
Are you feeling discouraged because Professor Fitzgerald was unsympathetic?
Fitzgerald's opinion is of very little value.
I'll
Come in.
Oh, what happened?
I found Professor Fitzgerald badly hurt.
Oh, bring him in. Take him upstairs. Oh, how did it happen?
Well, he's another victim of that mysterious werewolf, or whatever it is.
In here.
Easy. Put his head up there. Yeah. One of the men went after a doctor. He should be here before long.
There's nothing more we can do here, so we'll keep hunting for that killer. You don't need to come down with us, ma'am. We can find our way out. Good evening, sir. That devil got another victim.
Yes, so I see.
I was surprised to see Professor Fitzgerald in this neighborhood.
He came to see me. How badly is he hurt?
I don't know yet. We'll find out as soon as the doctor gets here. When he regains consciousness, we'll find out who or what has committed these horrible killings.
Yes. Be very interesting to hear what he has to say.
Since this awful thing happened to him, I can't feel any resentment over the way he treated you.
Did you quarrel with him?
Yes, we quarreled. So I suppose you think that I ran after him and dragged him out of the car.
Dad.
Newspaper training seems to breed a suspicious nature.
Try to antagonize him.
I wasn't trying to antagonize him. He didn't give me a chance to finish. I was just going to ask him if anyone was with Fitzgerald when he left here.
Well, I can answer that. Petro was with him.
Petro?
Yes, he drove him into town. But surely you don't think that...
I don't know what to think. But I will know as soon as Fitzgerald comes to.
I'm inclined to agree with Dad about your imagination. It's fantastic.
Maybe so, but didn't it strike you funny that we didn't find Petro around when we found Fitzgerald? Look, darling, please don't snap at me just for trying to add things up.
I'm sorry. Forgive me. He's still unconscious.
Oh, he must regain consciousness, even if only for a few minutes. So much depends upon it.
That must be the doctor.
Well, I'll go down with you.
Oh, Doctor, I'm glad you got here.
I'm glad to get inside. There's a humdinger of a storm coming up. Where's the patient?
Upstairs.
Oh, good evening, Doctor. Will you go right on up? You stay down here, dear. There's nothing you can do.
I hate to leave you, but I must question Fitzgerald as soon as he's able to talk.
Reckon it's a little late for me to help. The man's dead.
Dead?
Yes, that's too bad. We were hoping he'd throw some light on a matter of great importance. Well, time to get back to town before this storm gets worse. I'll send the coroner out.
no necessity of you to stay any longer.
Oh, yes, there is. I want to ask you a lot of questions, mainly about Pedro, that servant of yours.
I can't be bothered with any more of your questions. They're only prompted by your fantastic imagination. I'm asked you to leave at once.
Wait, you do some more talking, whether you like it or not.
You're making yourself very unpleasant.
I haven't even started yet to be unpleasant. If my hunch is correct, I'll prove you guilty of murder. And in the meantime, I'll get Lenora out of this madhouse.
You will prove nothing. My daughter stays here with me.
Wait here. I'll go get it.
Where? Oh, God.
There you go. Oh, segment 8. What do you think?
So who's the real monster?
I don't know.
The Wolfman or the scientist?
Oh, I don't know. I think...
Or both. Or what?
Or you. Or what? Sorry. All right, everybody. Next week's movie again is Monster from a Prehistoric Planet. We're here every week at the same time. We're here at midnight on the fabulous NBC 26. We're very glad to be here. We'll see you next week, everybody. We love you.
Thanks for watching Ned the Dead and Doc Moreau. Remember to check out their stuff at nedthedead.com.